Just wanted to give you guys my rundown on the Nightfall today. I did manage to solo it. It took me a long time to do it, so I would not advise this unless you're just up for a challenge. The way I ended up doing it was a Titan, Defender spec, and I used Bad Juju and Helm of Saint 14. That one's got your increase on super energy when you kill non-guardians. So pretty much both of these things help increase your super, so you actually get it faster, being as you're fighting against Trickle the entire time. And the big key on this one really seems to be you're trying to go for speed. I cut out basically all the attempts that didn't work. You guys don't need to see all those, but you're trying to kill the guys as fast as you can. For one, to get your super up quick, and two, just so you can get position for the next ship, because they come fast. So you got the first 4 guys that drop there, you've got another invisible guy that drops. Your next wave is going to be a substantial group. You've got some yellow Reaver drugs, sorry. You got some yellow ones that come down there, and you're going to have one shrapnel shooting Fallen guy, and he's basically going to be your main problem. These guys are not too bad. The ship, you definitely got to watch your cover there. Keep killing him as fast as you can, because if you kill him, you keep getting enemy from ammo for Bad Juju. And it's that guy shooting the shrapnel shotgun is the one that's probably your biggest worry. So, as you can see, I'm popping in and out of my Blessing of Light shield, getting my shield. Trying to take him down. It gets really close a couple times. Got him in there. The key, the reason I wanted to keep killing him with the Bad Juju is because those kills boost up my super that much faster. So I've actually got another bubble already by the time the second wave of guys is coming behind me. Lost it right here, just not going to risk it. I'm also running Saint 14, so they're blinded. Got that captain, we got these snipers here, trying to get the headshots on them pretty quickly. And you get a couple of waves, you get some invisible snipers that are coming too, so you just pretty much want to keep shooting them with headshots if you can, obviously. All just about popping in and out of that bubble, making sure you're getting your Bad Juju kills. The faster you get those, you don't have to reload, you can keep firing, killing more guys, getting more super energy over and over and constantly. So the yellow guys especially are important to kill with your Bad Juju. They give you a large chunk of super energy. Popped another bubble right here because I got my super energy up fast enough, and that's 73% already. This last wave on the right hand side is about to be done, but while those are coming down, that ship behind me is already there, so I had to use my bubble behind me as defense basically, because that was killing me. The captain will pop in here, I will shotgun him just because I feel like I'm actually getting close, I can get a little riskier. The dregs will pop in, shoot those, just keep popping in and out. I have it on the left hand side basically as alternate cover because I don't want the guys coming behind me, so the side that I feel comfortable shooting is where I'm putting is not where I'm putting the bubble, because basically it's in my way. So I'll always put it seemingly over here on this side of the actual Warsat, because on the other side, this last one just wanted another one up on the other side so I could have time to finish this since I'm really close. Pretty much the only thing you're going to be dealing with is arc damage right now, so definitely have arc sniper, arc shotgun. Shotgun's probably good for this, just because you're going to be dealing with a few guys in the bubble and you're not going to have room to scope and snipe. If you're good enough to do it, go for it, but shotgun's a lot safer for me. So I have finished this section at this point. So at this point I'm just killing the captain so I can, for one, say I finished this thing completely, and finally cheering gleefully inside of my head. I move on to the next section. The section down below, you do have to complete the next room and also the arc bolts that go from the ceiling to the floor, those that transfer back and forth while you carry it. You have to complete both of those together to get the next checkpoint. I cut out the sections where I did not do that, just because, again, you guys don't need to see the work in between. But you'll see here, it took me only a few tries. The Titan, I put a bubble in the middle of the second section on the arc area. And that allowed me to, for one, stop the exploding shanks with my Saint 14 helm for a second, and also allowed me to get my shield back up as I passed through it. So I think one of them close to exploded near me, but then I was able to get by. I checked up in here just to make sure I had this calcified fragment. Sorry. There's the cut, just so you guys can see. Bad Juju, again, still helping here, keeping the super energy up. Keep your grenade. Try not to throw it here because you're going to need it to open this next area. If not, then you pretty much got to wait for Trickle to raise your grenade energy. So I would go ahead and just try to keep your grenade, use your sniper, use your primary mostly. If you're using a scout here, you probably have time to run something like Mida multi-tool or any type of scout rifle for solid distance damage. There's a captain going to be back there. He does have an arc shield, so again, probably switch to that arc sniper. You're not going to want a shotgun anymore. And as you're going through here, there are a couple invisible guys. There are some that spawn here on the left as well, so just be aware of those when you pop out if you think you're clear, just so you don't get picked off. Here's that arc captain. Missed my first one, but I got him picked off. And then there will be another wave of exploder shanks that come up, so just be careful. Once you kill the guys, you will want to make sure you're clear of their explosions so you don't ruin your entire efforts. And make sure and again save your grenade because you have to throw it down this hole, so you don't have to wait like 5 minutes to do it. So just try and make sure you do that. Have the right type of grenade for the Titan. I used the magnetic grenade. It was one that would explode twice. So I tried the suppressor grenade because it was another one that doesn't actually stick, and it did not work. So the magnetic grenade is the one you're probably going to want to go with. Got two guys that pop out here, jump up in the right-hand tunnel and go down through the floor panel. And then here we get the arc energy beams that you have to try and navigate while dodging exploding shanks. It's a fun part. Come up here, split the two arc runners, and take out the few guys at the end of the tunnel. They're not too bad. Just again, primary is pretty much the way to go, as you can tear everything up with it. Just work your way down in between the bolts that you've got here. I usually take this right side just because it seems easier. You can duck in the middle, on the right, the middle again. And this is where I do the Titan bubble. I do it as far back on this section as I can, just so I have a late enough chance to get to it. And then you'll see me cast it right here, run in between the bolts, duck off to the right, and it will last long enough for me to get back there. Again, hang in the middle because I want a fresh, full energy run on this. Wait for the bolt to go by and try and follow it. That will give your exploding shank just a little time. I did manage to get by that one, but the second one got me. But I did have the blessing, so I was able to survive. Hang back here. Your bubble will be able to keep a few of them at bay, but turn around pretty quick. You're going to have the shanks following you. Make sure you clear those out. The arc bolts should stop coming, and then once that last guy gets out of there, you can pop him and then run all the way through. The next area didn't really give me any trouble. Got it on the first time. Just play it safe. You get the dregs up here at the top of the stairs, and then you've got some guys down at the end of the hallway. Just some more shanks and things. This part's not too difficult. I would just go ahead and just hang back. I mean, Bad Juju again still working well because I can keep firing, not reloading, getting a lot of damage output. So again, just if you're getting low on ammo, try and find another shank to kill. Watch out for the exploding shanks as they are roaming around this room. The captain does finally go down, and then we'll have the servitor come up in the back. Just take your time with him. If you want to use a sniper, this is probably a good time to pull it out. Does have some health. The primaries do alright, but just for those accurate sniper shots, pretty good time to use it. It doesn't take too much of a hit, but you definitely could do more damage if small arms was not on. Excuse me. So here's sniper time. See if I can take him out. Get a couple shots, missed that one. Figure I'd finish him off with that one just to get my ammo back up with Bad Juju. Come up here. The next room, you got some dregs and vandals up at the top level, and then you've got one captain off to your left once you get to the next area of guys. This one, again, just stay back in this hallway, play it safe. It's not too difficult. Just pick the guys off as they run across. They're not too bad. They're all mostly reds except this captain on the left. So once the guys are up top, are taken down, I would go ahead and work on this captain. He's going to be arc damage, so if you've got, again, that sniper that you can use to take his shield down and get some damage going. He seems to tuck, not in this corner, but around the next one is where I seem to find him. So, worked on taking his shield down and finally got that down, so I was working on getting some damage into him. I didn't want his shield to pop back up, so keep firing on him. See if you can get a bullet into him at least. He will probably duck back behind that last corner. He was pretty low on health, so I ran away up ahead to kill him. Once you're in this area, this is your last time before you get down to the boss. So if you need to wait 4 or 5 minutes, whatever it takes for your super to charge up completely, you're probably going to want to save that. Other alternatives, just to go down there and start killing guys until everybody gets full super and just know you're not going to cast them until you get a full run. I did check these areas. There is a, right here would be a ghost fragment, just in case, or a ghost, not a fragment, but a ghost. If you haven't gotten that, there's nothing down this one. So I just was checking that to be killing time since it's been a long run. Come down here, just making sure everything was good. Defender, how I wanted to be spec'd. Magnetic grenade. I switched to spike just because I can get some more consistent damage and try and use that as a crowd control area. So may not have been the best thing to do, but again, it's not gonna do much to the boss, so I was just trying to keep him at bay if I could at times. And really just continue that Ward of Dawn, reduce the cooldown, increase the duration it can last, because you're gonna need it on that third phase. I used Bad Juju. In the middle here, I do switch on the third phase to Mida multi-tool. It's not in my inventory. On one of my attempts, I switched over just because I figured the agility might be helpful, and that ended up actually being the way I did it. So here is the final run. After all my moving around and switching, you got the 2 servitors you've got to take out. Try not to use your primary ammo as much as you can, but it is worth getting some of those drops of ammo. Then you've got the second servitor over here before he spawns, so make sure and take that one out. I can't kill them completely with my Bad Juju, but it is 310. If it was 320, you might be able to do a little more damage here. That's up to you guys if you want to max that out just for 1 strike. I was just trying to see if I could do it. On the first phase, you want to come over here when the heat sinks are extended and duck behind this little, basically half a rectangle. And what you want to shoot is the front 2 jets. At least that's what I focused on. Now his thing that he will shoot out of the top of his head is a pretty powerful shot that will basically get 2-shot you if you stand there in the open. What you want to do, and what I did with Bad Juju, I would get as much damage into him I could on a clip, wait till I could find a guy, get about 15, 20 bullets into him, save about 6 or 7 for a shank, turn around, shoot them, and then come back and put more damage into him. It was a long rotation, had to be kind of patient, but it was just one of those best ways to do it and keep my primary ammo up and stocked so I didn't have to worry about running out. As soon as you've got that full clip of ammo and most of the ads are down, try and rotate around and always keep that center gun that's on top of his head out of view of you. And if you are in view, make sure you're ducking down behind that thing because he cannot hit you. It's barely head height, but he will not shoot you if you're behind it and ducked. And that gets to be pretty important over here. You'll see that he'll charge it up on the very top for half a second, but he won't fire it because I am ducked behind this thing. You'll have shanks that come up behind you. Make sure and watch for those. They will be somewhat difficult to know because you don't have your radar up. This is the main time that chaff is somewhat useful. Or somewhat actually hampering because you can't see when the guys are behind you. So again, I'll put about 20 shots into them. Take out a shank. I'll usually take out a couple. They keep coming on the wave, so don't worry about running out of guys to kill for ammo. If you gotta wait for the next wave, you gotta wait. So put as many bullets into those 2 corner jets as you can. Work on getting his health down. Check behind for shanks, and again, just rotate through. You've got to watch his health too when he gets down to each third. That's when he's gonna go to his next transition phase. He's at about a quarter right now, so he's not there yet. But just be careful and make sure you're watching that so you know when the next transition phase is coming. Again, rotating back here through the different sections. Just hang behind this rectangle. He will not come all the way up here. He will come up pretty close. He'll almost come to the top of the stairs. But he will not come all the way, especially if you put a little pressure on him and get some shots into him or a grenade. To push him back, he will move away. So here, again, just play the game of keeping just in enough cover where you can shoot the jets, but he can't get that big shot on you. Trade off shots on shanks and onto his jets, and just keep rotating back and forth. Again, if you get down to 2 bullets, you can't kill the shanks. You may as well just reload at that point and keep putting bullets into him here. Getting close to about a third, I think. We're probably about to switch to the next phase. Yep, here we go. So he retracts the heat sinks. Make sure you run across to the other side. You're going to have the blast shields up that you can use as defense. Once you get up here, just in case you haven't killed all the previous shanks, make sure you check. They will come up here pretty quick if you have not killed them all. The next type of shanks that's going to be spawning are exploder shanks. Those can die in about 3 shots from the Bad Juju as well. And again, here, same strategy. Make sure you watch out and listen for that exploding shank kind of alarm sound that they start beeping higher and higher when they're closer to you. That's your warning. Make sure you have your sound up for this. It'd be pretty hard to do on silent. And then continuing just to trade shots into the shanks and shots into his crit spot is basically like you would consider his visor, however you want to call that. It's the little purple spot that looks like somebody would be looking out of it, but of course these are machines, so he can't really do that, but that's where you're going to want to shoot. The exploder shanks will come up, and sometimes they will go straight to the back area and hover there for a minute, so if you hear beeping and you're somehow not dead, then you could be lucky that it's just one of those that's kind of has a weird AI pattern where it runs to. And sometimes that will work in your favor, because I've had a few that were hovering behind me and I survived, just like this one right here. Could have come straight to me, but he's just working across the back wall for some reason. But watch for those, and again, just keep rotating through. Shanks, damage on the boss. Shanks, damage on the boss. Pretty boring fight here, and took me a long time to get the pattern down of either a shank not coming up behind and exploding me or anything like that. The third phase was the hard one. These two you can see, you can hold cover, you can work on the ads, get them down and rotate damage on him. The next one is when you're pretty exposed, and that's when I started to pull out Mida multi-tool. I needed it for the agility, and also wanted a one-shot kill on the sniper shanks, because you've got two that spawn on each side and a couple more that spawn in the middle, and you pretty much need to be mobile the entire time. This will also do a little more damage to the boss, so find any ammo you can, make sure you're maxed out. Once you get him down to just about over a third, you're going to want to, yeah, so it's right at that dot of the A's when you're going to be really close. So you can two-shot these shanks now, make sure you're taking care of them so you're not going to take damage, and once you have most of the ads down, you've got a pretty good shot. Make sure you have the ads down, make sure you're full health, full everything before you take your next run at him, because as soon as you do a decent amount of damage when you've got him this low, he's going to switch to the final mode where he's going to do basically kind of an AoE effect, but more of kind of a directed one in front of him, kind of a cone. It's pretty brutal on damage, so you do not want to be near him when he does it, so that's why I'm in a multi-tool and its agility help. The other thing you've got to watch again is those sniper shanks, and they come out pretty fast in waves, so you're going to want to watch the two on each side, go to the alternate side that he's at, and kill the shanks first, and then if you get a chance to do damage, do it. Otherwise, run away from him, get to the other side. It's better to stay alive and keep the shanks down on this next phase that's coming up, as opposed to trying to get damage into him. You want to do damage at a safe distance from him, because he will have some times where he will run away. So this one here, I did not get a lot of time, so I pretty much ran straight across the room here. I popped into the middle and popped my bubble in the middle just so I could rotate through it between the sides. Tried to jump up here. Sniper shakes were coming up. They're on the opposite side right now, so those will go down in one Mida multi-tool shot. There's two across, two will be behind you, and then you've got a couple across the middle. Coming back through here into the the bubble, and the Mida multi-tool helps with agility, so you can cross the map faster. Make sure you take those shanks down, put some bullets into him if you can. And again, it's better to stay away as opposed to trying to do damage to him. So be careful right now of trying to get some damage through him. It gets pretty rough here in a little bit, but watch for those reinforcements. If you still have your bubble up, try and get that one more time so you've got that extra shield. Avoid the lightning on the outsides. Don't try to run the outer rim. And again, here you just need to run through the shank rotation. You've got the 4 up top, and you have a couple across the middle. It's probably close to me at this point. I'm running around like a crazy person, basically trying to avoid any damage I can. Pick up a little ammo. Hang around. He's pretty far away from me right now, which does work, so just the shanks are all I really got to worry about. And now is my chance to put all my damage into him. And this is just a 310 Mida multi-tool. If you had more light level on your Mida, you probably could do a little more damage. Just going down pretty quick, so I'm trying to put everything I can into him at this point. Reload for a full final clip. Again, just didn't want to risk it, so I ran across. There were no reinforcements yet. Watch that hole in the middle there. You don't want to drop into that when you're this close. And then at this point, I saw the reinforcements were coming, but I just tried to unload on him and finally took care of him right here. So this was a pretty long strike, guys. Took me 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. I did actually get an exotic out of it at least, so it wasn't a total slap in the face for a Nightfall. But this one is pretty brutal. Just things for you guys to watch out for. Probably bring a Titan with you. Make sure you're mobile on this last part. And then, of course, on the first phase, make sure you guys have a Titan and you're killing those guys as fast as you can. You do need to make sure somebody is staying in the middle, at least on the Warsat part, because you have to get that thing. There was one point I tried to run away for a little bit for cover and then come back in the middle, and I actually flat out ran out of time. I survived, but I ran out of time, so don't have that happen either. It's a tough strike, especially to do solo, but you guys can do it. Just wanted to give you guys proof here that it is possible. As you can see, 1,100 kills. This thing took me a long time, but at least I get a 310 exotic out of it. Not great on the stats, it's strength, but what are you going to do? Good luck, guys, out there. If you got any questions, leave a comment down below. Give me a like if you guys like seeing this one here. Took some effort, obviously, to get put together, but just wanted to see if this one was possible, especially after I got the Warsat part done. It's more of a challenge to myself, so good luck out there, guys. I'll be running the raid tonight. Again, hit me up if you guys ever want to play. On PSN, it's EBONTIS, Ebontis. Good luck out there, and take care of those. Take care of the Taken on the Fallen, and kill stuff.